Was the father of my, oh, look, speaking of that little kid, how old is that little baby? There's a little baby that came in.
That's my little girl.
That's your daughter.
She's 5.5 months.
Before we interview the youngest guest we've ever had on the show, I just want to wrap this up with about Long John. He was the quintessential broadcaster. A gentleman.
John was a gentleman. John was one of a kind. He was a gentleman. I opened, just to refresh, in case anybody wanted to, I brought in a copy of the book.
Which is Donald Bain's book on Long John Neble.
Long John Neble, radio talk king, master salesman, and magnificent charlatan. John insisted putting the word charlatan on the book, and that's the way we want to remember him. He had a sense of humor, but he didn't take himself that seriously. He took very few things seriously. And John, who died on April 10th, 1978, spent 9 years at this radio station, and at his funeral, I'll just sum it up this way, at the service at Walter B. Cook, a sightless, a blind woman was led over to meet me by her 8-year-old daughter, and she wanted to meet some of the people she had listened to over the years, and she said to me, "You will never know what John meant to people like myself. For us, he was our friend at night." And that's what John Neble represented to hundreds of thousands of people.
Thank you, Sandy, for helping us remember one of the most important broadcasters in WNBC's history, Long John Neble, and stick around.
Thank you, sir.
We are WNBC for the next, 55 minutes?
That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of a hush that's come over the room, hasn't it?
You know what I would like to do? It is going to sound crazy. There's nothing I'd rather do than stay here and talk, but I want to do something I want to go home and listen. I want to let the station go out the way I always want to remember it, listening to it on the radio. And so if you don't mind, I'm a little sad right now.
How can I let you leave?
No. If you say no, I won't. But I would love to hear at my home the last moments,
can we
the harmonics of the station.
Can we come with you?
Let's go to Brucey's house. Come on, let's go.
You'll never get to Levittown by the time the show's over.
I'd really like to do that. Would you mind to do?
If that's what you want to do, and that's why you want to pay tribute, I'm just delighted to have had you here for the time you've spent and to have met you, because you were on my very first show on WNBC.
Right, that's right.
And to have you here and to have known you as I have for the last few years has meant a great deal to me. You are radio incarnate in New York City. Thank you for being
Alan,
here today.
you have become a friend, not only on the air but off the air. We have been very close to each other. I think you are an excellent talent. There's no doubt in my mind that you will be back on these airwaves, and we will be hearing your harmonics and your intelligence and your fun on New York radio very, very shortly. And I look forward to sharing microphones with you. But I want to go home and I want to listen to this.
Thank you.
I'm a radio fan. You see, you got to understand that. Cousin Brucey is a big fan of radio. So I have to do what I have to do.
Bruce, thank you for being here today. Cousin Brucey, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce Moore and Joe McCoy, who is carrying Bruce's train. And so Joe's got Bruce's bags, and we'll be leaving the studio with them.
Actually, Brucey just thought of a great money-making scheme, and that's why we're leaving it.
Yeah.
These mics will be locked down.
Joe, very nice to meet you. Thank you for being here today. Joe McCoy, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to go home and listen to NBC 66 in less than an hour, because I want to hear them say scumbag for the first time. And that's what's going to happen when Pete Franklin comes on. He uses it all the time. And I've never heard it yet on NBC, but we'll hear it for the first time in an hour.
What a glowing tribute, ladies and gentlemen.
Leave this room. I cannot handle it.
Well, no, hey, I'm being honest. Hey,
Uncle Don on this
that's
station.
right.
Ted, you've been a major influence to me, and I'm sure many others, and it means the world to me to have a microphone to share with you this afternoon.
I must tell you something. I think it's very appropriate that I can't want to say Donna. Judy. Because I work with Donna over at NEW. That Donna's baby is here, Judy's baby is here.
Is that your kid? Are you sure it's yours?
Right. Because I want to tell you, that baby represents the new blood that's going to happen around here, but also with you two, because I want to tell you, you are just brilliant. And if you're not, you want to take a vacation and enjoy it, because you're going to have a great job when you come back.
Thank you. Ted Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll take a break on WNBC.
Alan Colmes. Every day, it's like my family's on a merry-go-round. So whatever else I do, every day I make sure they eat right and get their one-a-day vitamins. It has all the essential vitamins and minerals they need. And now they've made one-a-day maximum formula even better with beta-carotene, the nutrient from fruits and vegetables that most of us don't get enough of. And isn't it just like one-a-day to give us more beta-carotene than any other leading brand? I think they did it just for us.
One a day, every day, because your health is number one.
Thanks, Mom.
Jimmy Breslin just switched to New York Newsday from the Daily News.
I began to notice that New York Newsday was getting stories that no one else was going to have that day, and getting them by the only way you can get them, by walking, climbing, driving, roaming the landscape, and coming up with things that do not come from official sources. You're looking for completeness of coverage. There's no question that New York Newsday is the paper that's doing that the best, and I came for that reason.
Jimmy Breslin switched to New York Newsday. How about you?
British Airways wants me to tell all you globe-trotting Americans that it's high time to take off on one of their superb European holidays. Now 10% off for a limited time. What a perfectly splendid offer, I said. The British Isles wreathed in golden harvest light. Europe replete with echoes of the ancients. Yes, charming, they said, but what in fact we've got to communicate is that British Airways has hundreds of flexible European land arrangements at 10% off. London, Paris, Dublin, Rome, 10% off. Theatres, hotels, transport, 10% off. Well, I'm pleased to report that we've reached a compromise. For hard facts and figures on British Airways holidays at 10% off, call your travel agent or 1-800-876-2200 right now. However, for 10% off a radiant European sojourn, call 1-800-876-2200 at a quiet moment when inspiration tugs at your sleeve, and not a moment sooner. You must book and pay for your holiday by October 31st. Other significant restrictions apply.
A brief word from TWA and American Express about the word quality. These days, companies talk about quality so much that people in business may wonder what it really means anymore. At TWA, quality means we pay 30 people to fly with us as professional passengers. They're our quality control team, and they report directly to the chairman on what's good and what needs improving from a checklist of 140 service items. It's just one way we're working to give you the best service in the air. At American Express, quality means working to serve card members around the world and around the clock. For instance, if you lose your card, you can usually have it replaced within one business day. It's one reason frequent business flyers rate the American Express card the best for business travel and entertainment. But that's enough talk about quality. When you fly TWA and carry the American Express card, we think you'll find our service speaks for itself.
Ride with the wind when you're one with the road. You can feel every move, you're in control. Just a touch of the wheel and the power is yours. It's the look and the feel, the one that's for real. It's the new spirit, gotta be the spirit of God.
There's a new spirit at your Dodge dealer. You'll see it in the wide range of Dodge quality.
The WNBC Traffic and Transit Network comes our way in a moment, brought to us by 9X Mobile Communications.
9X Mobile, Lauren speaking.
9X Mobile, Leslie speaking.
9X Mobile, Glenn speaking.
And Don Cricky speaking for 9X Mobile Communications. With our automatic call distributor, over 95% of our calls to customer service are answered on the first ring, with the remaining 5% answered within 8 seconds. But just as important as how quickly we answer you is how well we answer your needs.
I'd recommend the weekend plan for you, Mr. Carruthers.
Sure, you can use your mobile phone in Red Deer, Canada. I'll get the access code for you.
To activate call forwarding, Miss Fenster, press clear, now the star, and then...
You don't have to know all the answers because 9X customer consultants like Lauren, Glenn, and Leslie do. And if they don't, they'll get them for you. Call 1-800-443-BELL. That's 1-800-443-BELL, or look for us in the 9X Yellow Pages. For mobile communications, the answer is 9X.
And with the latest from the WNBC Traffic and Transit Network, here's Judy DeAngelo.
Thank you for reminding me, Alan. Northbound BQE very slow from the Gowanus Expressway to Atlantic Avenue, and again from the Brooklyn Bridge to the Williamsburg Bridge. A disabled tractor trailer has been cleared. Volume continuing to be slow approaching the Kosciuszko Bridge. Southbound side sluggish from Tillery Street to the Brooklyn Bridge, and once more between Atlantic Avenue and the Gowanus Expressway. Outbound Holland Tunnel and Lincoln Tunnel, 15 to 20 minute delays. Inbound at the Lincoln and GWB, a 15 to 20 minute tie-up. Inbound Holland Tunnel, only a 5-minute wait. Obviously, that's your best bet. Outbound Queens Midtown Tunnel, a 15-minute delay. Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, a 10-minute outbound delay. Outbound Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges have heavy volume, but it is moving across the spans. We'll be back in 15 minutes with the last WNBC traffic.
All right, this is the last...
Now, and actually, for a lot of people, they're going, yay, the last one.
No, I was applauding because I just think we should applaud. I think we should be joyous because I think that...
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And,
terrific
with only 45 minutes left, just let me reiterate, you can't in 4 hours encompass a 66-year history. But we've had some wonderful people with us today. If you just joined us, this is WNBC's last day ever on the air. GE, the parent company, has disowned us and is getting out of radio broadcasting. We talked to Bill Cullen today, and Ed McMahon and Lee Leonard, and Cousin Brucey was here, Ted Brown, Big Wilson, Joe McCoy, Sandy Teller is here with remembrances about Long John Neble, Bob Pittman, Larry King, who was not part of the station but is such a seminal influence in radio. Brad Crandall did his famous sign-off for us.
That was moving, I want you to know.
I was crying. Buffalo Bob Smith, and still to come, Bob Fitzsimmons, Wolfman Jack. With us in the studio, Judy DeAngelis. We have Mike Harrison of H&H Broadcasting, who is a owner of a broadcasting group. He is a radio analyst, a radio scientist. He is the founder of Good Phone Communications, which was one of America's leading radio syndicators, former morning man on NEW-FM, and a great radio mind. I can see Brucey and Ted Brown have left. They wanted to do it upright. They wanted to listen to it on the radio the last few minutes.
You can't do that.
No, I can't do that. We're on delay. I can run out in here the last 7 seconds.
You'll hear the chimes. That's about it.
And joining us in the studio now, another former voice from WNBC, Bill Rock.
Should I do the ID?
Now do it the way you did it, okay?
Try to remember how I did that, actually. 50,000 watts clear channel. This is the flagship station of the National Broadcasting Company, WNBC, New York.
Yeah. Okay, Bill, now before we talk to you more in depth, let's say hello to the Wolfman Jack, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Wolfman.
How are you, man?
How are you?
Oh, just fine. I'm in between planes here.
You're in an airport? You're the second airport call we've had. Larry King was in an airport.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to say how sad I was that NBC is going. You know what I mean?
I do.
WNBC means a lot to me, man.
You were here, and Cousin Brucey just left. You were brought in to go head-to-head with Cousin Brucey back in the 1970s.
Yeah, you remember those days we planted a tombstone in front of WNBC?
Yeah, we heard it. We talked about that.
And we beat him.
You beat Cousin Brucey?
Yes, we did. we won, and then Cousin Brucey came over and joined WNBC.
That's right. And did you and Brucey ever become friends, or was there some animosity between you?
No, I'm the one who got him to join WNBC.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So you and he...
Who am I talking to right now?
This is Alan Colmes.
I thought somebody didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I mean? Didn't know about that, man?
No, I did know about that.
Oh, I see.
And, of course, then your syndicated show was carried overnights on WNBC a few years ago.
Of course, I listened to WNBC when I was a little kid, too,
That's right. Did you?
That's right.
You actually grew up in Brooklyn, is that right?
That's right. I used to sit on the radio every night when, there was somebody... Who was it? I can't remember now who was on the air then. Anyway, I'm going to miss WNBC, but one thing that's going to keep it around is Imus is still on the air, right?
Well, Imus will be joining the new company, which is WFAN, which is Emis Broadcasting.
Right.
NBC will be out of the radio business, and there'll be no more radio from 30 Rockefeller Plaza.
Is that right?
That's right. There'll be no more... NBC will have nothing more to do with radio on any level.
You're kidding. Well, they don't know what the hell they're doing, do they?
Well, I think you've summed it up, Wolfman. I think in a few words you've expressed the sentiments of some people in this room. You certainly are a big part of radio now and radio history and what WNBC has been. And I'm so glad you could share a few moments with us this afternoon.
Well, listen, I'm I'm really sad about it. I mean, the NBC people really did a great job when they were doing it. I'm sorry they're getting out of the business. Does that mean they're out of the TV business and the radio business?
No, they'll be in TV, but they'll no longer be in the radio business.
Well, listen, man, I give my best to everybody. Say hi to everybody for me, and what can I say? I'm sad about it.
Wolfman, thank you very much for being here today, and thank you for all you've contributed to WNBC.
All right, baby. Bye.
Thank you, Wolfman Jack, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolfman.
He's on the cutting edge of the news, huh? This guy watches CNN, right?
Clap for the Wolfman. I only wish you could have talked to somebody who knew what was happening. All right. We were talking...
Stereo radio?
That's funny. Radio City Bill is here. Now, how did you take that? What, you took the name Radio City Bill?
No, I was given the name. Actually, Bill Rock is my real name.
People would think that would be a great radio name, of course.
Well, it's interesting. I've had it changed many times. When I was in Pittsburgh, it was Sean Grabowski. When I worked at the old WWDJ, they called me Chuck Cooper. Then when I came here, I finally figured here I am at NBC in New York and finally used my real name. You know, my parents can know I'm still alive. And as it turned out, there was a program director named John Lund who stood there and towered over me as I was sitting there as a young fledgling disc jockey saying, "Bill, we're not a rock station, so we're going to call you Radio City Bill Rockefeller." And my name is in there if you look very closely. As soon as John left and I became program director, I changed my name to Bill Rock again.
You were the boss.
Yeah, for a while anyway.
And what are your current activities?
Well, I'm doing a show with the United Stations Radio Network nationally called Motor City Beat, and I'm also still at WYNY, which is what was the FM. It was WNBC FM. Then
at one time.
Then what was it?
Well, that became WYNY.
It became WYNY, but it was all news before that for the NIS.
WNWS.
WNWS and WYNY. And I also have my own production company. I produced a couple of television shows, and I do video for corporations and that sort of thing.
Well, Bill, thank you very much for coming by here today and stopping in to see us. And you are one of the great voices in the great history of this radio station.
Well, thank you. It's going to be very difficult not to be in this building. Having come here 11 of the last 15 years and not see any radio. We're going to be across the street over there.
There's going to be a big
Broadway.
void on 2.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bill Rock.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Let me just have a word with Dan Taylor, because I got a bone to pick with Dan Taylor. Dan Taylor, wherever Dan Taylor goes, Emmis follows and buys the place and fires everybody.
Well, that's one of the jokes around here, that we do two things about Jeff. He never liked country, and he didn't like the name Dan.
That's right. So, you and I have known each other for many, many years, and I kid you a lot, but I want to tell you, behind that kidding is complete sincerity. So,
wait a minute.
But you are, of course, a current voice on WNBC, and I've worked with you in many different places, many different ways, and I'll miss being with you because you are very good at what you do. You are a great disc jockey.
Well, I'm going to miss you too, Alan. I know a lot of people, say, gee whiz, you're always joking about Alan. Alan's always joking about you. You guys really don't get along, and as Alan was just joking before, we really do. We've known each other for about 11 years, I think, in the business, and you are one of my cherished true friends in the business.
Thank you,
I promise the next radio station I work at, you won't be there, or I won't be where you are, because I won't, I don't want to jinx you or anything like that.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Dan Taylor, who is a part of the current WNBC. And we'll come back. I hope we have some time to get to these telephones and talk to our listeners, because it is, after all, the listener for whom we exist. And we'll come back in a moment on WNBC.
Brings you a value like this, we call it a great item. Imagine a 19-inch cable-ready color TV with on-screen readout of time and channel.
1-800-876-2200 right now. However, for 10% off a radiant European sojourn, call 1-800-876-2200 at a quiet moment when inspiration tugs at your sleeve, and not a moment sooner. You must book and pay for your holiday by October 31st. Other significant restrictions apply.
Introducing soup and sandwich combinations from Campbell's. Campbell's frozen super combo varieties, just for the microwave. It's good food fast, like tomato soup with a grilled cheese sandwich, or cream of broccoli soup with a flaky ham and Swiss cheese croissant, even vegetable soup with a cheeseburger. Campbell's new super combo, from the freezer to the microwave. Try all 8 varieties. Good food fast.
Look for the special 12-page color circular this week at your neighborhood Key Food store. you'll find great savings like Swanson Hungry Man meatloaf or Salisbury steak. The 10 3/4 ounce size, $1.49. USDA choice roast beef, bottom round, or chuck pot roast, $1.59 a pound. Also, California iceberg lettuce, large head, only 69 cents. So shop at Key Food for super savings on Swanson Hungry Man dinners and all your other favorites on special this week only at Key Food.
Now, you say this Acura Legend is the #1 car in owner satisfaction?
That's right, sir. 2 years in a row.
And you want to give me a deal on it?
That's right. It's our great year-end leasing deal.
But if this Legend is so popular, you should be raising the price, not lowering it.
Well, you see, then it might not be so popular.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
But I thought you said this Legend won Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year.
Oh, it did.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Didn't you say this Legend was named one of Car and Driver's 10 Best?
Oh, yes. It was also named one of Road and Track's 10 Best.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch. You can drive away with a brand new Acura Legend.
I can drive away.
That's right.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch.
Where's the catch?
There's no catch. Just show me your driver's license.
Aha! Aha! There's the catch.
That's not a catch.
There's the catch.
That's not a catch.
There's the catch.
That is not a catch.
There's the catch.
Visit your Tri-State Acura dealer for a great leasing deal on a brand new Acura Legend. No catch. Acura. Cars for people who know better.
Paul Bunyan?
You want to step to your left a couple feet? Thanks.
I guess all this street shopping really works up an appetite, huh, big guy?
Righty-o. In fact, right after I level Wisconsin here, I'm going to drop by the International House of Pancakes for breakfast.
For pancakes?
For the whole menu.
Oh.
6 or 7 of those big International House of Pancakes 3-egg omelets, dozen waffles, blintzes, crepes.
Uh-huh.
You know they got more variety at breakfast than Minnesota's got lakes.
And those pancakes?
Lots of them.
So you'd recommend the International House of Pancakes for good food and lots of it?
Well, let's just say it beats the egg off one of those wimpy little fast food biscuits.
Nicely put.
Yeah.
Say, babe, how about a thick, juicy steak and eggs?
Oh, you don't want to go teasing the babe.
All right.
Now get an all-American country ham and egg special, including orange juice, hash browns, and their famous buttermilk pancakes for just $3.99, served Monday through Friday at the IHOP nearest you. We're on WNBC. We have with us Judy DeAngelis, her young child. How old is the kid?
5.5 months.
What a happy...
She's already playing with my headphones. I'm in trouble here.
Why does the kid look like Imus?
But so do you.
Yeah. Mike Harrison from H&H Broadcasting, who is here with kind of an overview of radio. He has worked in radio in many areas, in many ways. Kind of an expert on AM radio. Sandy Teller from the Long John Neble Show. Manny Gelt is here. We're going to tell you who he is in a moment. Charles McCord from the Imus in the Morning radio program.
Hi, Alan.
Charles, you are great.
Thank you very much.
Imus couldn't live without you.
Oh, I think he probably could, and rather successfully.
I doubt it. He needs you.
Is this... I mean, how do you feel today?
Numb.
Is this a weird day or what?
Yeah. But how do you feel? Because you're, unlike most of us, going on to the new station.
I'm a survivor, Alan. Have you found anything yet? You're crazy. No, but it's thank you very much for this opportunity to sit down in this chair one last time.
Yeah, this is the chair that you used on our show.
Yeah. And
we spray before I come in the afternoon.
and wisely so. But this has been my broadcast home for 17 years, as you know.
Yes.
And so it's a melancholy day. What are you doing, Alan?
Touching the knees of some of the men sitting next to me.
I don't understand that. But I just wanted to come in and say goodbye to you because you are truly, in a serious moment, in a serious vein, talented, gifted man. And if somebody doesn't snap you up immediately, I'm going to be disappointed. Your audience is going to be disappointed. This entire metropolitan region.
And the reason he says that is because I have to go live with Chuck and his wife. I have to go live with you if I have no place to go. So
you're a gifted talent or a talented gift or something. And I admire and respect your work very much.
Well, thank you, Charles. This is unlike you.
I know it is, and that's it. That's my 30 seconds, and thank you.
Well, Charles, after 17 years, you certainly deserve a few last moments on WNBC to do anything you want to do, because you are a 17-year part of this radio station.
I just want to tell the National Broadcasting Company and WNBC goodbye, and that's it.
Okay,
Farewell.
Charles McCord, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck McCord. Now I've had this representative who comes out of me sometimes called Manny Gelt, who is really... Bye, Charles. Thank you. Hi, Roz. Sit down for a second. Manny Gelt is... Who are you really, Manny?
I'm really me, Alan.
Manny Gelt is a figment of... You are the quintessential... We make you into this quintessential agent, right?
Well, if you remember how it developed, I'm really, truly your personal manager.
That's right.
And it developed at the other station.
Right.
One morning when I came to watch you. I had just started working with you, and I came to watch you, and you were about to go on the air in 5 minutes, and you were making fun of my youth and how I didn't fit the stereotype of the manager with the pinky ring and the cigar.
Right.
And
we decided to make into the manager
came up with that voice.
Came
up with that voice. And
Darling, I love you.
How do we go on? And you said, well, we need a name for him. And you quickly said Manny Gelt, and I loved it. And ordered license plates for my car, actually, that say Manny.
Right.
And that's how it was born.
Ladies and gentlemen, my career is in this man's hands.
It's true. It's true.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
Well, no, actually, when I got to play Manny, I got to say all sorts of nasty things about you, which was kind of fun because I meant most of them. But actually, that's not true. Everything that I said, I really felt the opposite. We've been together a long time now, about 40 years, I think. And you really are extraordinarily talented. I'm very proud to tell people that I manage you, and we've had a really extraordinary relationship.
I appreciate that, but these last moments are not a tribute to me. This is really a tribute to NBC.
Yeah,
and
but
to
I think
WNBC.
it's fair that part of it should be a tribute to you too. This is the end of your show, and there's a lot of wonderful people that have been here. I think a lot of people came by today who really told you what they felt about you, and a lot of them we had to bleep off, which I understood, which is certainly acceptable. But I promise your listeners that if it's up to me, and I think part of it is, and part of it to you, that you will be on the air again very, very soon.
Thank you very much.
People will be able to tune in and find you.
Thank you.
It may be Radio Free Guam, but I promise
Thank you so much,
you will
and
be on the air.
thank the four of you who applauded. We'll come back in just a moment. Minute after 5 o'clock at WNBC.
This is news from 66 WNBC, New York.
I'm Doug O'Brien. Here's what's happening at 5:01. Well. Robin Givens says she's dumping Mike Tyson. WNBC's Julia Hernandez reports on the knockout blow to the marriage of the heavyweight and the actress.
8 months to the day after they got married, Robin Givens is filing for divorce from Mike Tyson. That from her lawyer, Marvin Mitchelson. Mitchelson says Givens also wants a restraining order to keep Tyson away from his wife and will cite irreconcilable differences as the reason for the breakup. The brief marriage has been plagued by problems and gotten plenty of media attention, Tyson's volatile temper making headlines a number of times. The latest incident was Sunday when Givens and her mother, Ruth Roper, fled the couple's Bernardsville, New Jersey mansion because Iron Mike was reportedly throwing furniture through the windows. I'm Julia Hernandez, WNBC News.
There are a lot of politicos in New York that would love to give a knockout punch to Mayor Koch.
It looks like Mayor Koch may have a tough time come the 1989 mayoral election. Koch plans on seeking a fourth term, but Governor Cuomo says he may not support him in the Democratic primary. Cuomo told the Daily News it's Koch against Koch, and Koch is losing. The governor says he won't support anyone in the primary and might not back him in November either. Koch didn't disagree with the governor on his re-election chances. I'm my own worst enemy, the mayor said, and everybody knows that. Mitch Levy, WNBC News.
Now, if the mayor loses his job, it might be just about the only change in the unemployment figures around here.
The Labor Department reports unemployment in New York and New Jersey was virtually unchanged between August and September. The jobless rate in both states is 4%, but that's still running less than the national average of 5.4%. And last month, that improved a bit as more Americans found jobs. Catherine Smith, WNBC News.
Nationally, unemployment has fallen and payrolls have grown. The Labor Department says joblessness declined to 5.4%. At the same time, the 255,000 more jobs opened up. George Bush is telling voters that crime is the issue on which he is at most odds with Michael Dukakis. The vice president charges that his Democratic rival has an astounding lack of sensitivity to crime victims. Campaigning in Ohio today, Bush called the criminal justice system in Massachusetts completely out of whack. Dukakis says he'll continue to call Republican Dan Quayle unfit for the vice presidency, and he calls Bush weak for selecting the Indiana senator for the GOP ticket. The Democratic presidential candidate is also telling voters that they shouldn't entrust Supreme Court selections to a man who would pick Quayle as a running mate. The Dukakis campaign is echoing those themes in a pair of new television commercials. WNBC News Time, 5:04. This news sponsored by Cooper Tire. See Hank and Chubby Source at North Arlington Tire, 338 River Road in North Arlington, New Jersey.
A Cooper Tire dealer is after the same quality and value you are.
Cooper quality goes a long, long way. Made with care and pride in the USA. For the best tire value you can get today. Cooper quality goes a long, long way.
Being in business business for himself, a Cooper dealer's reputation depends on quality and value. That's what keeps his customers coming back for more. And that's why he carries precision-crafted Cooper tires. For quality tires that are right on the money, see your Cooper tire dealer today.
Quality goes a long, long way. Call your Cooper tire dealer today.
See Art Kalin at Rally Tire and Auto Service, 616 Connecticut Avenue, Norwalk.
Quality tires. Cooper quality.
Time now for the Jim Brady Ad Age Marketing Report.
For 24 consecutive years, Procter & Gamble spent more money buying advertising than any other American company. They bought more TV commercials, more newspaper and magazine pages, year in, year out. Now there's a new champ. The annual Ad Age survey says that Philip Morris is now the single biggest advertiser in America. Last year, they spent more than $1.5 billion convincing you and me to buy what Philip Morris makes. It's not just cigarettes. Philip Morris owns General Foods. It owns Miller Beer. Procter & Gamble fell to number 2, $1.4 billion, which is still very serious money unless you live at home and take your lunch to work. General Motors, the third biggest American advertiser. Then Sears Roebuck, RJR Nabisco. PepsiCo is number 6. Coke doesn't appear in the top 10, which surprised me. Jim Brady, Advertising Age.
At 5:06 WNBC wants you to know, if you must be on the road after drinking, go as a passenger. Give yourself and others a break. If you drive, don't drink. And if you drink, don't drive. From the WNBC Traffic and Transit Network, here's Judy DeAngelis.
Thank you, Doug. Outbound Holland Tunnel and Lincoln Tunnel, 20-minute delay. Inbound at the Lincoln, a 20-minute tie-up, 5-minute wait. Inbound Holland, GWB, 30-minute backup both ways.
WNBC Sports Game 3 of the National League playoffs tonight at Shea. Ron Darling versus John Tudor in the NHL. The Islanders play in Edmonton. WNBC weather tonight, cloudy and cool, a low in the low 40s. Mostly cloudy and chilly tomorrow. 40% chance of light rain, a high in the low 50s. On Sunday, partly cloudy and cool. Currently, it's 52 degrees. And to Al Angeloro, John Bohannon, Danielle Campbell, Karen Carson, Frank Cipolla, Lillian Colon, Judy DeAngelis, Tony DeHaro, Jane Dornacker, Jim Meyer, Pat Farnack, Donna Fiducia, Roz Frank, Jane Gennaro, Ann Grossi, Debbie Gross, Sam Hall, Mike Hyde, Julia Hernandez, Meredith Hollis, Mitch Levy, Shelley Lewis, Cameron Ledestri, Charles McCord, Bernard McGurk, Bill Maher, Denise Marzano, Mike Moss, Elena Nakather, Jack O'Rourke, Claudia Pauley, Liz Pressman, Terry Raskin, Larry Scott, Neil Seavey, Barry Sheffield, Catherine Smith, Catherine Stulla, Bill Toohey, Ken Voight, and Alan Walden, and all the others I've never met who participated in WNBC News and Public Affairs since 1922, the sound that makes this radio station more important than any other. And so, for the very last time, that's what's happening. I'm Doug O'Brien, WNBC, New York.